am I out here? Well, did you not just see that awesome slow motion sequence I started with? When I used to play Highland bagpipes, I had the problem of noise. They're just loud. So it was only so long when I'd play in an indoor enclosed space before either one, my ears would start ringing, or two, more likely, someone would come along and tell me to shut up. So I used to try and find, well, any place I could that was wide open. I used to play on my high school grounds, any unused farmland, state and local parks, that sort of thing. Really anywhere I could find. And one day I was playing out at Centennial Park by the Parthenon here in Nashville. Actually, come to think of it, it was at night, which is a terrible idea. That place is a little sketchy at night. Shame on my parents for letting me do that. But I was playing, and I saw off in the distance somebody walking toward me. It was probably a good couple hundred yards away. It's a big park, and I thought, ah, great, here comes someone telling me to shut up again. But I kept playing, and when they got closer, I saw it was a girl in her Vanderbilt pajamas. So I figured out I'd just played out the tune. She didn't seem too put out by it. She just kind of stood nearby listening. And I finished out the tune, and I went to go say hi, and I could see that she was crying. And she told me that her dad used to have a bagpipe record, like an old record that he used to play when she was little, and she walked out there just to hear it because it kind of reminded her of being young. And that was the first time anything I ever did made somebody feel something like that. It used to happen to me a lot, as I'm sure it does to everybody who likes music. You hear a lyric or a series of chords or a melody, and it just hits you pretty hard. But I never really thought that I'd get to the point where something that I did could affect somebody like that, you know, something the same way as it gets me. And so every time I hear this tune, I think of that night. And people are always asking for slow tunes, and I thought this would be a good one. It's a great Robert Burns song called A Fond Kiss. Typically on the pipes it's played in A or B flat technically, but I like it in G on the flute, so I'm going to play it here. It's a nice simple melody, and it's one that I really like, and every time I hear that tune it kind of makes me think of that night, so I thought it would be a cool one to break out, and that's why I'm here. I'm in a nice scenic spot. I figured it's a good place to be to play a tune like that. I'm going to break down the basic melody, and with this tune I'm not going to spend a ton of time on ornaments because it really doesn't need a lot. But here's the basic bit here. So the first line, right, pretty simple. Second line jumps up to the E. Okay. Third line is a C natural, so make sure you get that good sounding nice and clean. The last line is similar to the beginning, starts on the B. Now again, ornaments wise with this one, I would say keep it simple. Airs, waltzes like this, they don't need a lot. You know, you kind of want to let the melody stand on its own as best you can. What I do right off the bat is just a slide. So you're sliding from the A to the B. Sorry. So you can do kind of a short roll if you want, not really necessary. Just a tap. And I'm going to slide there. The slower tunes, I tend to use a lot more slides. I don't know if that's just personal preference, I just think it sounds good. So that one, that's kind of that double tap that I do on the E, so just a single tap on the G. The other way you can play it, sorry. You can go down to the D if you want. The second part starts on the E, so I do kind of either an ornament or a slide up to that. Or you can do, you can either do the second part goes up to the E, you can either do a slide or an ornament on that. When I come back down to the E, I kind of do that double tap, that finger bounce thing. So when I'm hitting, that's how I do it. Pretty simple through that little section. The last part starts in the C natural, and I do that crossing noise there. And again the double tap on the E. And then back to the B for a slide. That's just kind of a sort of a long crossing noise. I don't really have a good word for that. And that's that double cut, I think is what I'm calling that. So it's these two fingers. So you got to do it kind of quickly in order to get that good sound. Then vibrato to finish it off. So that's the whole thing. It's a pretty simple melody, and like I said, it doesn't require a lot of ornamentation, but I think really because of that night, it always stuck out in my head, and I'm glad to get the opportunity to do a video on it. Let me know in the comments if there's some tunes that jump out at you like that kind of have a special meaning. If I know them, I'd be happy to do a video on them if that's something you guys want to see, so let me know. Otherwise, see y'all in the next one. Cheers.